Villanova will start with it. Face-off will be an area to pay big attention to today. Colgate just 34% on face-off so far this season, so one area that they've struggled in has certainly been up top.
And Jake, they'll double pole the face-off, so that's something to keep an eye on to try and help out, because they like to push it to their wings because they're two face-off guys. They like them, but maybe not as strong in this matchup against Justin Coppola.
Villanova works it up top. Top of the slot, they'll work it over to the far side of the field. Wildcats wear the white jerseys. They'll go left to right across your stream as they find it back to X, and they find it over to the far side. Uchesi down towards the corner. The Wildcats look to get established offensively.
Colgate likes to slide, Jake. They'll go fast, and Villanova tries it in the crease already. Jake, we have a call.
A couple of flags in already, so we'll have an early call here.
So it'll look like a zone that Colgate's playing, Jake, because they slide so aggressively. So Villanova will have to play hot potato on offense and work it to X. But let's take a look at the crease call here. You see Villanova. There's the push. Remember, in the past, that would wipe out a goal. But last year they made the change. If you do score a goal, that now counts. That didn't go into the net, so it's a push into the crease.
It was Quinn Fitzsimmons who had the hit from behind for Colgate.
Matt Lacombe's a good goalie. Jake, you must have liked the tape you've seen on him. This guy is an established 5'11", 175 out of Manlius, New York. Had 16 saves against Yale. Had 13 saves, was over 50% in the win against Penn State.
Lacombe sits at 73 saves. That leads the NCAA. Of course, Colgate has had a larger sample size than most teams. On the other side, Anthony Wilson, we'll definitely have more on him in a little bit, but Villanova works with the ball over on the Colgate side of the field.
Extra man usually good for Villanova. Not so much this year, Jake. They're 0 for 7. It's usually one of the best units in the country.
Wildcats looking for their first man-up goal of the year. Strong shot on net, and Lacombe is able to deflect it away. Villanova does win the race to the back line, so the Wildcats will hold on to it.
Yeah, Villanova playing a mix of 5 guys on their first midfield line.
And a spin and an early goal for the Wildcats. Matt Licata, his 6th of the year, and Villanova's up 1-0 early.
Because he's arguably their fastest attacker, he'll play at X, of course. He's able to invert. They're trying to invert a little bit more this year, Jake, and they've done it in the past, obviously, but they want their guys to be aggressive, and it must feel good to get their first extra man goal of the year. And Matt Licata uses both hands so well, and he's slippery. You saw him sneak in and beat his defender, and Villanova gets the lead.
Licata had the tying goal against Yale. Villanova was down by 5 at one point against the Bulldogs last week. Eventually came back to tie it, but Yale pulled away late for the 13-11 win.
Coppola wins that easy against Rummel, the freshman, 36 for Colgate. So you figure that's an advantage. Now, how does Villanova do in the clearing game? They have the win in the first quarter here, Jake, so that might benefit Villanova getting off to a good start, having the win.
Yeah, we saw Anthony Wilson out of the net early there, and now they feed it up through midfield as Mishner dances around a couple of red jerseys and finds it over to Reale.
And Anthony Wilson will dance out of the cage and take his chances. He's a very talented goalie in the clearing game.
Wilson, the redshirt freshman from Maryland. As the Wildcats find it back to the X position. Over on the right side, dancing in is Reale. He'll circle behind the goal. Reale surveys over to his left with Licata. Licata, who just scored the first goal today, up to 6 on the season.
Number 1, Max Yates, is their best guy.
Another shot, and this time a nice stop by Matt Lacombe.
You might want to shoot on Lacombe and try and beat him high. They tried the bouncer that time, and he's a very talented goalie. He's ready for that, and he's very good low, and they tried it that time. You do want to switch up your angles, of course, and mix it up to try and beat these goalies, and we get a turnover, Jake.
About 3 minutes in so far. Villanova's dominated the possession early. Wildcats a couple of shots. Colgate yet to fire one.
So Villanova has the ball so far. We haven't seen the talented attack for Colgate have a sniff on offense just yet.
Combe, one of those goalies for Colgate. He's very athletic outside of the cage. He even picks himself up some ground balls and clears from time to time.
Yeah, he's a good goalie, Jake. A very underrated player.
Matt Harweck spoke very highly of him when we spoke to him prior to this contest. Villanova gets things established. Bounce down, picked up on a hop by Martin. He'll fire one and scores. Dan Martin. His 2nd goal of the year for the junior. And Villanova has had an excellent start to this one. It's 2-0 Wildcats.